All right, so back to the drawing. Next thing I'm going to do is the spring hole. It's 206 deep, 377 wide. So got a little milling bit, which is what I use for a boring bar when I'm boring small holes. I've come up and touched off, zeroed the tool. So get in the holder here, see if we can see what's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and start cutting this and see what we get. I may have to make a few adjustments on centering the tool. Looks like it's leaving a little bit of a tip in the middle. We'll see if it'll take that out or not. So here we go. Looks like maybe it's a little bit low. Raise it up just a little bit. Try it again. Still maybe a little low. Just a little more. I heard a little crack there. I don't know if it was just the tool flexing. Hopefully we're not breaking it. I'm actually going to move forward about 40 thousandths. Or 15 is less 30 thousandths on the dimension. that's not working out real good. I'm gonna have to change something. I'm gonna have to probably drill, and hopefully I get it the right depth. This lathe, I don't have any real good way to drill a precise hole. I don't have any kind of indicator on my drill setup on this thing, so we have to just drill the hole, drill it just a touch deep with the small bit, and then bore it with the boring tool to the 206 and out to the 377, and that should still leave a good shoulder for the spring to sit on. I think that's what I'll do, is use a 3/16 bit, which would be 187, and then we're going to 377, which is 190 thousandths, which would be 95 thousandths shoulder for the spring to ride. That should be good. So that's what we'll do. I'm going to pull this back out of the way and put a drill bit in and drill it to about a 1/4 inch. Be 50 thousandths too deep, but it won't hurt anything. I went ahead and finished boring the hole off camera for the spring. So there that is. I put a little chamfer on it. I also turned the front shoulder down to 664, I believe was what it was. I don't remember for sure without looking at it. And there's the 2 or 3 threads, the O-ring groove, little chamfer on the edge of the front shoulder there. So now we're set to cut the thing off. I have my cutting tool sitting in there, and it's set at 0.388 off from the face of this edge here. So we're going to go in about half an inch or so, and then we're going to pull back out. We're going to move forward about 65 thousandths, I think, is what that angle came out to be, to take a 1/4 inch chamfer around the edge and leave a 1/2 inch flat in the center for a screwdriver slot. And if we screw it up, we'll slide forward just a little tiny bit, and it'll be a little shorter than 388, which isn't going to matter. It'll just be a little easier to grab a hold of with your fingers. So I've got my compound set at, you're not going to be able to see that probably. Anyway, take my word for it, it's set at 15 degrees. There we go. Right there, 15 degrees. And got the dial indicator back here on the back zeroed at 388. So once we go in, and then my compound is also zeroed, and I put a black mark on it here to know when I'm at the right zero, because every time you turn that around, zero comes around again. So yeah, we'll plunge in with the cross feed to about a 1/2 inch deep, and back out. And once I fire this up and touch, then I'll zero this hand wheel. And then we'll fire back up to, or pull it back out to 0. Travel in with this one till we come out of the cut at 60 thousandths, 65 thousandths on the dial indicator. And then we'll back this back up to 0, move forward to 0 here, and finish. I just did a hand gesture you probably didn't see. Finish cutting it off. So here we go. Hope we can see good. Looks like that's gonna work. I don't know if you can hear that, but we're just touching those serrations. So I'm going to go in 250 thousandths, which will be maybe a 1/2 inch flat. I think I'm going to go a little more than that. Okay, so there's 250. We'll go another 60. Back out. Then we're going to move ahead 65 thousandths. Up to 0, should start to touch. And we're going to feed in with the compound. Might not be sharp enough of an angle. Yeah, I may have to increase that angle to 20 degrees. Maybe not, we're starting to come out of the cut there now. And we're out. Back that up. Back to 0 there. Back to 0 there. And finish the cut. Actually, before I finish that, I'm going to just break these edges with the file. Now we're finished the cut. Had the height set right on that at one point. It must have dropped because that tool went right under that cut. Really good. So, here we go. Yeah, I could have done a little steeper angle on that. It probably would have looked a little better. I think it'll be all right. The center dimension ended up about a 1/2 inch, so that was good. That math worked out. Get that little burr off at the top there, and then we'll mill a screwdriver slot in it. I'm gonna, yeah, I'll probably sand it all after I do the milling. The milling bit will take that little burr off the top, so not worried about that. So anyway, do the mill. All right, so we're in the mill. I think I'm centered over that. I've just eyeballed this. I didn't come over and bump the part and do all of that mess. I just kicked the mill on, come down, touched the top of that little burr. It was left over when I cut that part off. And then with the bit spinning, I was able to get it, looks like it's pretty dang centered. If it's off, it's only off by a couple of thousandths at the most. So I'm gonna fire the mill up and take that off, and then I'm gonna, that's an 1/8 inch bit. I've got a 1/16 inch bit. I've used it before. It's scary because they are so tiny. But I just measured out my screwdriver. This is one of my larger screwdrivers I have. And it's just a, I don't know what it is. Some cheapo I got at Auto Parts, but across the tip, most of the way down, or you know, as far as you would be into the slot, I'm about it was about 350. You can't see that. And then I measured down about 1/8 of an inch on it, and I came up with, it was 71 thousandths. That's reading 73, but I just moved it when I pulled it off of there. And a 1/16 inch bit is 0.625, so if I use the 1/16th, I'll have to make a pass and then move back, make a pass, move forward, make a pass to get the slot about 70 thousandths wide. And obviously an 1/8 inch bit's 125. I think that's going to be too wide. Because I think you'd want just a standard regular old screwdriver that you could stick in there to break that thing loose. So anyway, let's get rid of that little burr and then switch bits and go from there. I can still see just a little bit of it, but I don't dare go any deeper than that. So I'm gonna pause, switch the bit out for the 1/16 inch bit. All right, I got the 1/16 inch bit in there. Right now, like I said, I don't want to change the 0 on my digital readout. So like I've done in the past, I'm just going to write the numbers on the back of the vise. So a little starting fluid. Nope, that doesn't work. Without starting fluid, it'd take that Sharpie off, but it made it not as bright. So the new Sharpie I write will work. I usually use carb cleaner and it blasts it right off of there. So I'm going to write my X is 2.160. My Y is 2.428. So if I take a 10,000ths wider cut, I'll need to cut it at 2.423 and 2.433. So those will be my numbers I'm going for there. Like I say, I have milled a little bit with a 16th inch bit, but it was just goofing off to see how it would do. And I think I started off the part. I don't think I plunged it down in when I did that, but we're gonna see what we get here. And I know you gotta have this thing rocking and rolling way up there in speed to use this small of a bit. So hopefully you can hear. Here we go. Okay, so I zeroed my digital readout. That little bird should be gone. I'm going to go about 20,000 feet, maybe. Now let's go 10. Okay, now we're going to move the X 200 thousandths. Started at 160, we're counting up, so we're going to go to 360. There's 320. That'd be a 320 wide. I don't like how close I'm getting to that edge. Yeah, we're 363. Yeah, 340. So we'll go the full 200. Going back across to 2160 and go 200, which put me at 1960. Okay, so we're coming up on the center. Go cut the other way. Yeah. And let's see what it looks like. Yeah, probably a little wide, but it looks okay. So yeah, I'll just continue with that till I get it down there about 70 thousandths deep, and then we'll step it out a little bit so the screwdriver blade fits, and polish it up and send it off.